Ah, the Kolkata Knight Riders. Extremely loyal fan base, painfully incompetent management. Just 2 seasons ago, they built a side so dominant, so destructive, so capable in every aspect of the game that they dominated the entire season and lifted the trophy without breaking much of a sweat. Just look at that 2024 final. It was a breeze in the park. They finished that final within 10 and a half overs and had to wait for an hour just to be able to lift the trophy because the people organizing the final weren't even ready to put up the stage for the trophy lift at that time. But since then, it's all just gone absolutely tits up. Right after the 2024 season came the mega auction, which meant losing a majority chunk of the squad and only being able to retain a select few. But the select few they retained haven't really worked out as well. Firstly, let's begin with the biggest fish of them all, Captain Shreyas Iyer. Championship winning captain being let go in the very next season sets off a very bad precedent for the rest of the auction. He went off to the Punjab Kings and led them to just their second final in franchise history. But anyway, players move, oh well, let's move on. The biggest story from that auction for the Knight Riders was the purchase of Venki Iyer for a whopping 23 crore plus. But as we know all too well, the pressure of that price tag was just too much to bear for Venki Iyer. He had an exceptionally poor season and was eventually let go by the Knight Riders before the 2026 season. But even as such, their other purchases in the auction also didn't work out well. And so they came into this season's auction with a fresher mindset, with different priorities. And they executed that to some extent. The purchase of Cam Green at the time of the auction sounded like a shrewd bet. But ever since then, he hasn't been able to bowl 3 matches in and his batting has been questionable. Among the other purchases, only one has been somewhat of a hit so far, and that has been opening batsman Finn Allen. Even so, he hasn't been able to convert his promising starts in the 3 innings he has played into much of a bigger score. Also, the Knight Riders have been extremely unlucky and beset with injuries. Key star player Harshit Rana was ruled out before the season due to an injury he picked up during the warm-ups of the World Cup. Backup star pacer Mustafizur Rahman was withdrawn due to BCCI's request and had to be replaced by the inexperienced Blessing Muzrabani, who has done considerably well in recent times. Star bowler and pace spearhead Matisa Patirana hasn't been able to join the squad because of fitness issues he picked up during the World Cup, those which he is still recovering from back in Sri Lanka. It is unlikely that he will join KKR before the halfway point of the season, and that will be a huge miss. Apart from all of that, the biggest concern for the team has been its leadership and management. Ajinkya Rahane's captaincy record in the IPL overall just hasn't been great. Add to that the fact that he was picked up in the 2025 auction in the accelerated rounds means he was an afterthought as a captain. That sets a dangerous precedent for the team. During a mega auction like that, one strategy should always be to build a team around the captain. Have that captain or leadership person already in your mind and then build the team around him. Build the team around his philosophy. But the Knight Riders went in a completely different direction. It just felt like Ajinkya Rahane was the panic choice to be made captain. And the coaching staff behind the scenes also didn't put that much faith in the hearts of the fans. At the beginning of the 2026 season, there were some major changes made in the coaching staff. Abhishek Nair was brought in as head coach to replace Chandu Pandit, but his record as a head coach everywhere he has been exceptionally poor. My thoughts are that he is not the right choice for a team like the Knight Riders. But even so, the support staff behind him, Shane Watson as assistant coach, Tim Southee as bowling coach, Dishant Yagnik as a fielding coach, were some good additions. But the lack of a spin coach, the hole that was left behind by the departure of Carl Crowe to the Lucknow Super Giants, that role just hasn't been filled, and it shows. Sunil Narine just hasn't been his normal self in these 2 matches that he has played. Varun Chakravarti has been leaking runs ever since the Champions Trophy, and the Knight Riders bowling has suffered. 2 matches the Knight Riders have played this season, and in both cases they have conceded 200 runs plus. In one they batted first, in one they chased. The one where they batted first at least looked like a solid performance from the batting department. The one where they chased was a comedy of errors. Ankrish Raghuvanshi, though he scored a 50, showed his lack of discipline all too often, causing 2 run-out scenarios. One where they lost the wicket of Cam Green and the other where he lost his own wicket. Rinku Singh hasn't been up to to scratch. Ramandeep Singh's form just hasn't been the same ever since that 2024 season where he was exceptional in the field and good with the bat at times as well. Anukul Roy, the hero of the Jharkhand squad from the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, also just hasn't been utilized to his proper roles. Captain Ajinkya Rahane's batting choices have also been iffy. Cam Green hasn't been great, and overall it's just not been a great time. The failures of the KKR bowling department is a whole different story altogether. Leaking runs everywhere. Vaibhav Arora has only become a 2-over power play option. Kartik Tyagi is only just getting back into the rhythm of things, and Umran Malik has been exceptionally poor in the practice matches and as such hasn't been given a chance to play yet. We are 3 matches into the Knight Riders season and they sit second bottom in the table, only thanks to a washout against the Punjab Kings where the situation looked even more precarious than before. Yes, the match was washed out, but the choices that the Knight Riders made for those 4 overs that were played were extremely questionable, to say the least. In overcast conditions where you know rain is going to happen, there isn't that much of a grass cover on the pitch. Why would you go in to bat first in that kind of a situation? Especially when you don't have the luxury of Varun Chakravarti and Sunil Narine in the team, who both were out of that match due to differing reasons. Ajinkya Rahane's choice to go in to bat first was widely questioned by every single expert on every single language panel on the commentary team. Even as such, and with the lack of spinners, the Knight Riders went into bat, and for the 3.5 overs that they actually did bat, it was a horror show. 2 outswing deliveries from Xavier Bartlett easily took the wickets of Finn Allen and Cameron Green yet again. And the overall shot selection and batting performance, while yes, it was a small sample size that came, were poor. And as the situation stands,
it's not looking good, Bev. It's not looking good.
We're 3 matches into the season for most teams, and the Knight Riders sit at the bottom of the table with only 1 point in 9th place, only ahead of the Chennai Super Kings, who have 3 out of 3 losses. With the kind of squad the Knight Riders have, the kind of legacy they have, and the kind of expectations that were on them before the season began, there needs to be some massive changes for the Knight Riders to do better this season. Personally, I don't see them qualifying for the playoffs any longer, but in order for them to have any semblance of hope, they need to fix up their batting order. If Cam Green doesn't work out, drop him. The price tag doesn't matter when the performances are just not there. Add to that the fact that they have Tim Seifert sitting on the bench, the ideal partner for Finn Allen. The two of them together had set the stage alight for New Zealand at the T20 World Cup on this Indian soil. So it's a wonder to me why he still hasn't been given a chance. Captain Ajinkya Rahane's performance has been poor, and it remains to be seen whether he will do the right thing and drop himself from captaincy, just like Dinesh Karthik did back in 2020 when the Knight Riders' performance also dipped. Add to that the bowling department's failures over the 3 matches. While the arrival of Matisa Patirana is expected shortly, it still remains to be seen how soon he will be fit enough to feature in a matchday squad. And as such, the other members of the bowling lineup need to step up, and they need to step up soon. Navdeep Saini was given a shot in the last match against Punjab Kings, although they didn't get to bowl. It remains to be seen what they do against the Lucknow Super Giants in the next match. But for now, the Knight Riders, all they need is a major shake-up. One good thing, one good performance to kickstart that momentum and give them some semblance of hope in this season. Because otherwise, it truly looks like a rudderless ship. I myself, being a Knight Riders fan, have been disappointed to see what has transpired so far this season and want the management to earnestly make changes, because this is just not it. But then again, these are just my thoughts. What are your opinions about the Knight Riders season so far? What do you think will happen? Where will they finish? Do let us know in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out massively and pushes us further. Thank you for watching. Enjoy yourselves. We'll see you in the next video. Glitch Lab signing out.